I'm gonna talk about St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. That day was fun, kind of. Anyway, I was staying up late the night before with Danelle, so my day didn't really get started until like noon. Madison was hanging out with her flatmates, and Sarah and I, we wanted to have like a proper Irish meal. We went to the store together and I got Tullamore Dew, I think that's what it's called. That's up there. Irish whiskey. I got Irish whiskey so we could drink that as a beverage. And I bought some creme de menthe alcoholic stuff because it's green. Sarah bought some sausages that were Irish sausages, and then I bought some potatoes and some scallions, or excuse me, leeks, not scallions. Leeks, cream to make Irish potatoes, and then we added some corned beef on top of that so it would be extra delicious and extra Irish. I was cooking the Irish potatoes and she cooked the sausages, or the little Irish sausages, and we ate those and it was fun. And then on the way home we stopped and we both got Irish related decor. She got a lei, a green lei, and then a barrette, and I got the other barrette in the package, and then earrings that go like this, which I kept off for most of the night because I felt like I was gonna have a seizure. Not good. Sarah and I hung out at her flat, just talking to her flatmates to see if they were gonna come with us, because Danelle was on board, so we wanted to get more people, but they were kind of like, no, it's not really, we're not Irish. Everyone here was just like, we're not Irish. Last time I checked, St. Patrick's Day was for everybody. Irish, Polish, light, dark, purple, animals, fat people, skinny people, babies, old men, numbers, ghosts, vampires, zombies. Oh wait, I know, the Irish thing. Leprechauns. Nailed it. Never seen a black leprechaun before. I've never seen a leprechaun. Could have been a crackhead. Anybody who's seen a leprechaun up in here say yeah! But regardless of what you are, it shouldn't really matter. If anything, it's an excuse to have more alcohol in your system. Like, just find it weird that over here I am much closer to Ireland, but they don't look upon St. Patrick's Day as anything, basically. A lot of people just spent the day watching the rugby games that were going on, but like didn't do anything. There's no festive stuff. They just don't embrace it and appreciate it as much as people in the States. So I was feeling kind of bummed out, but Sarah and I were making it work with all of our stuff, and so when we went over to her flat, we were talking to her and her flatmates, and they were like, no, we don't want to do that. We're just going to stay in, and I was like, okay. We were headed over to Madison's. We picked up Danelle, and we got a call from Madison, and she was really sad. She just had this whole debacle going on with emotions. Things had not gone her way that day. We consoled her a little bit, and then we stayed up for a little bit, and then she told us she just needed to go to bed. So Madison went to bed, and then it was just Sarah and I and Danelle in Madison's flat with her flatmates and her flatmates' friends. We were hanging out in Harriet's room, and there was this one, I just remember coming into the kitchen, and there was this man who was shirtless and getting a haircut. And I was like, okay. And Harriet was just standing there vacuuming him. Like, we have each flat has a vacuum named Henry. It's got a little face on it. It's super cute. And she was vacuuming his body and getting the hair off. Apparently she'd give him a haircut. So there's two guys there too, Declan and Cameron. They're both English. They're way younger than me. And then the guy who had his haircut was being all encouraging right off the bat. He was like, you guys need to make out. One of you guys needs to make out with that girl. I just kind of laughed, and I was like, whatever. As the night went on, and I had more drinks than me, I was like, I guess I would make out with one of them. And then later in the night, I was like, I would make out with either of them. The guy just kept making all these hints, like, you need to pick one, because apparently I was flirting with both the guys, even though one of the guys is totes gay. He's got a curly Q and the best fashion style since Elton John. Was Elton John stylish? I don't even know. He was gay. I mean, he's not out, but by his attire and his appearance, I'm gonna say team gay. The other guy is really tall with brown hair and blue eyes and has an accent, and those are a lot of dings on the scoreboard, but he's born in 93. Too young. Something about dating younger guys for me, or doing anything with a younger guy, it's kind of weird. As the night went on, we were flirting. I was flirting with both of them. I think more so the tall guy. At that point, I had been determined. I was like, I'm gonna make out with this guy. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. And the other guy just would not stop pushing it. He just kept trying to force us, like, to go somewhere together. Declan, you should walk Lexi home alone, you know what I mean? And at that point, I was like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea, huh? But Danelle had lost her key. I had to be in charge of getting her back into my flat because we live in the same flat. Declan and Cameron looked at each other and they were like, screw it, let's just go. Let's just go. And I was like, oh no, I'm missing my chance. And then Declan's best friend, who lives in Madison's flat, with a girl named Harriet, she was like, no, totally do it. no, no. She's from Leeds and that's what she says, no. No, you should totally make out with him. Whatever. I can't do an English accent. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. But then they left and I was trying to hurry Sarah and Danelle up so we could catch up to them. But they took so long that I left their flat. I think I was kind of bitchy. I was mad. I got home and I Skyped my friend Chris from home for a while. I was really drunk because when I woke up in the morning, I still was. But I didn't get sick, which is a good thing. Apparently, that whole drunkenness thing really rubbed off on my accent when I was talking to Chris. Apparently, I had the thickest accent ever when I was talking to him, and I sounded like a full-on Brit or whatever, and I can't speak English, whatever. He always brings it up now, and it's really embarrassing because he's like, how could you let it get that thick? It's embarrassing even thinking about it. That's what happens when, especially because I'd never been drunk before I got to Wales, and now that I was drunk the first time, I was surrounded by people who spoke this way. So especially when I drink, that kind of comes out. Even when I hang out with other people when I'm sober, if I'm hanging around just people with those accents, it's gonna come out of me. Anyway, I woke up in the morning and I was still drunk, and I talked to Declan and Cameron on Facebook, and I ended up saying something like, last night I totally would have made out with both of you. We talked for like 15 minutes before that about video games, I think. I don't remember what exactly. I said, I would have made out with you last night, and then that was the end of the conversation. I fell back to sleep, and I woke up to hear knocks on my door because Madison was over here apologizing because she went to bed so early the night before. I looked and saw what I said, and I was like, oh dear, this is awkward. So that was basically it. Oh, and then I Skyped with my parents for a little bit, but that was after I woke up again, and so thankfully I was sober. It was kind of funny. That was my St. Patrick's Day. It was really eventful in the moment, but now that I'm saying it back, it doesn't sound very fun. And maybe it was just the alcohol that made me think it was fun. But that was my St. Patrick's Day. So, top on the morning to ya. It was also my dog's birthday. I missed that little guy.